Hi, my name is Janvijay. Today we will talk on Spark and RDD. Let's talk into introduction of Spark. So Spark is a fast and general engine for large scale data processing. So this data can be in the form of HDFS file or Amazon S3 in service or Kafka or data extracted from the Kafka. Spark can be easily scaled up with the help of adding extra CPU or extra device. Let's talk into architecture of Spark. So we need to develop a driver program which are also called Spark context. So we need to only focus on creating this driver which is called Spark context. Rest other thing will be taken care by Spark itself. So how does Spark take care of that? So Spark includes cluster manager which will encapsulate all the hardwares which we are running on our system, and this cluster manager will distribute the work to different nodes. So this was the high level view on Spark. Spark is also preferred over the MapReduce from the Hadoop due to the performance enhancement. Spark gives much better performance, around you can say 20-30 times better. This is because Sparks run on DAG engine, directed acyclic graph, which optimize the workflow. Sparks code can be written in Python, Java, or in Scala. In this course, we will concentrate on Scala program. Scala is similar to Java. So you can say when you compile a Scala code, it will be converted into bytecode, which Java also do the same. So Scala also use the JVM for as its compiler. So let's talk about RDD now. So Sparks built around RDD. RDD is for resilient distributed dataset. So this RDD contains huge amount of data, mm, maybe billions of data in TV, hundred of TVs, like that kind of space it would be consuming. In normal circumstances, when we create a driver script, a Spark context object will be created. While running shell script, yeah, by default, a Spark context will be created. But when we do programmatically, then we have to create a Spark context manually. After this, let's concentrate on RDD. So when we fetch data from any of the data source file like HDFS or Kafka, so this will be converted into RDD. So we don't need to process all the data. We need to process very specific set of data based upon the requirement. So that can be achieved with the help of map, flat map, filter, distinct, or sample. So what map does? Map iterate over each element in RDD, and based upon its based upon the requirement, it will manipulate the data and create a new RDD and store those data in new RDD. It's a one-on-one mapping, whereas flat map is one-to-many mapping. Similar to this, filter also does based upon your requirement. It will filter out those elements from RDD and store in new RDD. Distinct will select a distinct element from the RDD, and sample will take any set of samples from the RDD and create a new RDD. So to learn more about data structure in Scala, I have already published a video on YouTube. you can visit on YouTube and go through basic data structure in Scala. So you can browse over YouTube and you can see I have in my playlist data structure in Scala is there. You can execute this file and go through this for better understanding of data structure. Whatever we do on RDD, until unless we take any action on that, nothing will happen to driver script. So we need to perform any action on RDD. So our actions are collect. This will collect all the RDD and pass it to driver script. For count, it will count how many elements are present in RDD. Count by value, it will count based upon the value. Take top reduce will do similar kind of thing. Hmm, that's more of the theoretical stuff. Let's get into practical thing. So before moving to practical, we need set of data as we will be running these programs on our local system. We will not be running on cluster. So we need some data. So data can be achieved from many sources. I will be using data from group lens. So these guys have already created a set of data based upon their past experience. This data is not totally, you can't take it for real production purpose. It's just for research and development and for sample uses. So they have created lots of data set. So go to Group Lens website, go to data set and move down to older data set. Over here you will see ML 100K zip file. Download this file and unzip this one. So I have downloaded this file and unzipped this one, and you can see a lot of files will be there. So we will be focusing on u.data. So this will contain set of information present. So this data are present in this order. So first will be the user ID, the second is movie ID, the third one is movie rating, and fourth is a timestamp. So in this format data has been provided by GroupLens team. So we will consume this data and process uh, through our course. Let's jump to IDE. So for this program, we will be using Scala IDE. So we will be using Scala IDE. So to create new project, go to File, New, Scala project. A pop-up will come. Over there, we will give the new project name. So let's give a name as Hello World. And we will be running on JDK 1.8 and JRE 1.8. Let's click on next. And finish this. You will see a project has been created over here. So after that, go to SRC folder, right click and go to new, create a package. You will see Java package is written over here. This is because Scala is built on top of or similar to Java. So just ignore this thing. Or you can also say when you compile your Scala code, it will be bytecode will get generated. Same happens with the Java. That's why. So just ignore this Java package. It's the Scala package only. Write the package name com.sanvijay one dot spark and finish. So this was the creation of a package. So after this, we also need to include Spark jar files in our project. For that, go to project, right click, properties, go to build path, Java build path, mm, add external jars, browse to the location where you have installed your Spark. So if you haven't installed Spark on your system, follow this URL where I have done installation of Spark, JDK and Scala IDE. You will able to see all the steps mentioned over there. You can see the video lecture over here. Over here, this contains installation of JDK, JRE, Scala IDE and Spark. So after installing all these prerequisites, come back to Scala ID and you will see I have installed all my Spark in this folder. Go over here, go to WinPy, inside a Spark folder you can see a jar folder is there. Select this one and select all the jars from here. Control all and open it. So and apply and close. So this will include all the jar files in our project. Apply and close. After this, we need to create one Scala class, new Scala class. After clicking on this one, a pop-up will come and just give a sample name. Spark. Hello world. So by following above step, you will able to create a class over here. So we will be working on another project, Spark Scala course. I have already done all the codings. So I will close this file, this project, and we will focus on Spark Scala course. So for this one, I have created a rating counters. In this class, I will be consuming the data that I have downloaded from group lens. That I have downloaded from group lens, and this data I will be consuming and performing different action on top of it. So let's move back to the code. So for our purpose, we need to import Spark library, Spark context library, and log4j library. So log4 will track all the uh, logs generated by this program. Let's move into the main block. Main block we have logger.getlogger.org dot set level dot error. So we are just trying to track all the errors created by this program, not any info or warning messages in the log. After that, we will be creating a Spark context. So we are giving var, which is immutable type, var Spark context is equal to new Spark context, which is present in this library spark.spark context. Local start, this means we will be consuming uh, all the CPUs, all the code of our CPU, and this context name will be ratings counter. This will be used for monitoring or audit purpose, which it was the program was running in which Spark context. That's all. After that, we will be creating a RDD like Spark context dot text file, and we will be consuming u.data. So u.data, which was present over here. So we need to find this file first. So by giving double dot slash, we will move out of the workspace which is present. We are currently in work directory, this one workspace. So by giving double dot slash, we will move out of this folder, then another double dot slash, we will move out one level up, and then we will go into Spark Scala, and then we will move to ml100 and then u.data. So like this, movement of files will happen. After that, we will iterate through each item in RDD using map operation. And with map operation, what we are trying to do, we are just wanting to filter out the ratings of each movie. So ratings, you can see ratings was present in the present at the third place, which is second index as per the list. So you can see, first of all, we are converting each element into a string. Then we are splitting it based upon the tab positioning. So you can see each element is separated by tab. So by tab we are separating it, and we are selecting the second item, which is ratings. So as for example, I have given, we will filter, we will get new RDD my ratings, and whose data will be 331242 based upon this information. 3312142533 like this, we will get new RDD with the name my ratings. Once we get this RDD, now we will try to count how many times which rating was provided. For that, we will do my ratings dot count by value. So this operation will generate a tuples data. This count by value will generate output as a tuple. So you can see in this example 3 was mentioned twice, so 3 comma 2 we are getting output, 1 comma 1 was mentioned, one time, so we will get 1 one times, and 2 was mentioned twice, so we will get 2 twice, and 4 was mentioned once. So this is just a sample, not the exact information. So this will be something different based upon this. So this is a lot of data, so we will consume this my ratings and perform count by value. After getting this information, we will sort it out. So sort it out means, first we will get rating 1, how many ratings we have for 1, then for 2, then for 3, then for 4. So this can be achieved with result dot to sequence dot sort by, and we are sorting based upon the first item dot underscore 1 that we do in tuples to get the first element, as it is a one best index. After getting this information, we are just printing this one. So final sorted result dot for each. So println. So we will iterate through each item in final sorted list and we will print that one. So to run, we need to right click on this one, run as, run configuration, and we need to build a run configuration for this one. So you can give any name over here. So for this program, I will give ratings counter, and you need to give the class name for this one. So you can see this class can be found based upon this. So this was present in com.runvijay.spark. So that is why I have given it com.runvijay.spark dot ratings counter. So com.runvijay.spark dot ratings counter, because the name of this file was ratings counter, and after this just run this one. Okay, so it will take some time as the data was used. So give few seconds, it will execute. So now you can see the final output has been displayed over here. So the movie with the rating 1, the total count is 6110, and for the rating 2 it's 11370, and so on for different ratings. These are the counts. So as per this, we were expecting the very same thing. What are the counts of each rating provided to different movies? So this is our final output. That's all from my side. Please provide your feedback. How can I improve myself in providing this lecture? And to support my channel, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. This is Ranvijay signing off. Thank you.